The phenomenon of women decentering men and millennials cutting ties with their parents, I think, is the same phenomenon. In every case, the undercurrent of this is please relate with me like I'm a human. I will no longer do the emotional labor to create connection with you when you're behaving in antisocial ways. And I think in both cases, in the romantic relationship and in the family, there's a sense that you are being dominated over. That the man is saying, I dominate over you, and so you must do the emotional labor in this situation. In the family, it's that the family can behave in whatever way they want, and that we would have loyalty to the family, that we would not say that those things are happening. And all that we're saying, the people who have been to therapy, is if you would like to have a human relationship with me, there are some ground rules for relating. There is a baseline of equality. Nobody dominates over the other person, has control over the other person, or gets to delegate what the relationship is. Each person is approaching the relationship from joy and the genuine interest in knowing the person. There is mutual love and care given, but the care is not required by any party because everyone is an adult and able to take care of themselves. There is a mutual sense of reality that one person is not denying the feelings of the other person. There can be disagreement about what has transpired, but that the feeling state of each person would always be validated. Nobody gets to monopolize the autonomy of another person. This could be time or physical space. I give access to myself moment to moment, and no one is owed access to me by virtue of who they are to me. These are just basic bylaws of relating to humans. And the reason they get violated is because of trauma. Trauma connects someone from their body and their emotional system. And when you can't contact yourself emotionally, you can't make contact with someone else emotionally. So you cannot attune, and so the normal ways of relating are inaccessible to you. So the glue in your relationships has to be stuff like loyalty and financial manipulation. On the developmental side, if you have grown up with a parent that cannot attune, you miss out on all kinds of developmental milestones that give you an inherent sense of security and identity. If you never felt safe enough to explore, guess what? You don't become a full person. This is the foundation for most of the insecurities we see pervading romantic relationships, codependency. So people get in relationships because they need an identity and they make the other person themselves. In a relationship like this, my nervous system is completely reliant on your nervous system. So now I have to control you in order for me to feel okay. When the healing takes place, I gain my own identity and I resolve the developmental milestones that I missed, which have to do with security, nurturing, self-trust, and a sense that I know how I feel and I can take care of myself as an adult. There are many generations in this country who are still trying to become adults. In this country, we had generations upon generations of men who went away to war and came back and just had to figure it out despite their destroyed nervous systems. And they passed on their nervous systems to their families. There's also a different basis of childhood trauma. Childhood trauma can be created out of some of the most minute things, especially for an autistic person that's highly sensitive. Sometimes trauma cannot be prevented, and so it has to be healed from in the adulthood. Everybody is responsible for their own healing, and we are coming into a culture and a time where healing is necessary for human relating, because human relating is not held together anymore by the glue of not having boundaries.